This is the weekly pair selection and analysis for the week starting from 29th of September to the 3rd of October 2025. So to start this video, we'll be looking at our economic calendar for this week. So if you look at the economic calendar, we have some red folder news from Monday to Friday. But we're focusing on Thursday and Friday, where we have PPI and non-farm payroll for the US dollar. So if you're going to be trading this week, make sure you pay close attention to the CPI for the CHF pairs and the non-farm payroll for the US dollar. This is a financial market and it is very risky. Make sure you only trade with money you can afford to lose. With that being said, let us jump into my trading view so that I can show you the pair selection I have and the analysis. So this is my trading view and I have selected the pairs already: the DXY, the gold, the silver, USD CAD, Euro USD, GBP USD, NZD USD, BTC USD, USD CHF, USD JPY, and US 100. So these are the pairs I'll be looking out to see trading opportunities this week. So we'll start our analysis from DXY. So if you look at the DXY on the monthly time frame, you can see we have taken liquidity from this swing low here, and you can see that price is reversing to the upside. If you look above this price level, we'll have this breakaway gap and this breakaway gap. Since we are running liquidity below this swing low, we should be targeting this swing high and potentially target this breakaway gap above this level. So if we go down to the weekly time frame, we can see that price took out this liquidity and we created this swing point, signifying that price might decide, or price is reversing and targeting this swing high. This swing high, which is the high of the first breakaway gap, and this for the second breakaway gap. Potentially, we'll see price run into those breakaway gap to mitigate them. For the daily time frame, we can see that after price took out that liquidity here, we moved up and we created this fair value gap. If you look at my previous video on weekly analysis, I noted that price might decide to reverse from this fair value gap and trade to the upside, since we have a balanced price range, and price did exactly that and we are moving up. So for this week, I'm expecting that price will mitigate this fair value gap or this one here like this and we move up. So for this week, I'm expecting bullish prices on DXY and dollar as a whole. Before I forget, let me show you the analysis and annotation I have on this pair. So this is the analysis I have for this particular pair. So let's go to gold. Gold from the monthly time frame has been very, very bullish. In fact, we are trading at the all-time high for gold and silver. So this is a very impulsive price movement for the month of September. The weekly is very, very impulsive. We have created this swing low and we are still pushing up, leaving this breakaway gap unmitigated. So for the daily, we took out this, we broke structure above this high and we are respecting this fair value gap. You can see that price is reacting, possibly to target this high. So this is the analysis I have on gold, potentially a potential trading opportunity on the 4-hour time frame. The target 1 to 2 hour, right, like this. So this might be a good trading opportunity. I don't know. I'll just monitor it closely to see how price reacts from this fair value gap. silver is the same as gold. You see that fair value gap that is open. Let's see how price is going to treat it. If we can get a rejection from here, then we know that price is likely going to move to the upside. So for USD CAD, we have this fair value gap and we see that price is very much trading towards this fair value gap after this swing low that we created here, and price tried to drop lower but found support below this level, and we can see that we have resumed the bullish movement because of the dollar's strength, right? You can see the bullish price action we had last week. We have created a swing low. I'm looking for continuation of this week into that fair value gap. So for the daily time frame, we can see that we have a fair value gap and this one too. My eyes are on this fair value gap. If we can see mitigation of either the upper one or the lower one, then trade higher. I also have an analysis on this one. So this is what I'm looking at. I'm just monitoring to see the reaction we'll get from here. Since we have already inversed this fair value gap, there is no need coming back into it. All we need to do is to mitigate our drawn liquidity first before we know the next line of action. Euro USD is, for Euro USD, the same pattern that the DXY and USD card is playing. So we took our liquidity above this level and we are rejecting. See the same price action, swing high here. This is already pushing down. We expect continuation this week towards this low. The daily, we have this. If you look closely here, we have this swing high and we have this swing high, which is a higher high, right? If we go to GBP USD, we'll see that this is a higher low like this, which is SMT divergence. I also have a trade running on this GBP USD because of the SMT between Euro and GBP. So after we took out this high, price reacted and created a fair value gap, which is where price retested and we are dropping down. You can see we have fair value gap. I'm looking at this fair value gap on Monday or during market open on Sunday. We should see price retest this level and drop towards this balanced price range or towards this swing low here. So this is the analysis I have. And this is my GBP USD. You see I have a trade running. So I'm expecting continuation of the bearishness from this fair value gap here or this one towards this low. But if price pushes into this one, that means I'm going to be stopped out on the trade I have because I've already brought down my SL to the entry level, which means I am break even on this trade. So I don't expect price to retest this upper fair value gap, but to use this one as support to push price lower into this swing low and fair value gap. So for the NZD USD, I'm still expecting the same thing. Fair value gap into this fair value gap. That is what I'm expecting. So there is no too much analysis to conduct. The dollar has already given us a hint on what we should be expecting on any dollar related assets. So it's just to know if dollar is the base currency or the quote currency. If dollar is the base currency, we should be expecting bullishness on that particular asset. If dollar is the quote currency, we should be expecting bearishness in that particular asset. If you don't know what base and quote is, base simply means for this particular pair we'll have NZD. NZD is the what? The base currency, while USD is the quote currency. That is why we are expecting bearishness. If USD is the base and NZD is the quote, then we should be expecting bullishness. I don't know if you understand what I just said. So BTC, I have a trade running also on BTC. So I'm expecting continuation of this bearish movement. So for this BTC, I'll just run you through. After we took out this high, we rejected and created this fair value gap. You can see how price went into it. I took a trade from this level into this fair value gap, and it was a banger. So from here, we are expecting the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap. But if you look at this candle, you will think that we are not respecting this. But after this candle had formed and we took out this swing high and we rejected, creating an indecision candle, I had the conviction that we are going to trade lower here. That is why I have a trade running. And if you see, we have also inverted this fair value gap that should have potentially pushed price to the upside, and it has failed, meaning there is tendency that we continue to the downside. So we have this fair value gap that is open, and you can see we are consolidating from Friday to Sunday. We have been consolidating. Monday should see us tap into this fair value gap to continue lower, or as the case may be, or we can just disrespect this fair value gap and continue pushing up. Either ways, but I'm expecting bearishness on BTC. This is the analysis and the trade I have running. So USD CHF, as I said, USD being the base currency, we should be expecting bullishness here, and you have seen that we have a fair value gap. This is that monthly and weekly swing point that I'm talking about that we swept and we are pushing up. So we should see retest of this fair value gap or retest of any price level here to continue higher. But I'm making use of this fair value gap. That is my darling. Fair value gap is my darling. So I'm using this fair value gap to see price push higher towards this low resistance liquidity runs or swing highs here, and potentially target this high resistance liquidity run in form of a swing high here. So for USD JPY, the same thing I'm expecting. Swing low, rated, push up, and we have fair value gap, breakaway gap, and a fair value gap. If we retest any of these or any of these, I should be expecting bullishness towards this fair value gap or breakaway gap on the monthly time frame, and this swing high also. So for US 100, this breakaway gap is very far from price, and this is an all-time high instrument. So I'm expecting continuation of the bullish prices. I don't want retracement. There's no need for retracement. Since we are very, very much bullish, there's no need for price to retrace. So on the daily time frame, we have seen that we created a swing low with a fair value gap, and price has reacted from this fair value gap, creating a swing low inside it. So I'm expecting continuation of this price towards this high and potential continuation to the upside to maintain the momentum and the title of all-time high. So what I'm expecting to see is a fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame or the 1-hour time frame to drop into and push up like this. If I get a fair value gap, preferably on the 4-hour time frame, I will take an entry and hold to this high and beyond. So if you look at the 1 hour time frame, we already have a fair value gap, but I don't want to trade this fair value gap. I want a 4 hour fair value gap, which is very strong, and that is what I'm just looking for. 4 hour fair value gap, take an entry and target this high. So guys, this is the best selection and the analysis I have for you this week. Please make sure you trade with caution. We have NFP this week, so the market is going to be volatile on Friday. That means Thursday and Wednesday might be a low range day, meaning there will be lack of volatility in the market. So make sure you don't trade into consolidation, right? I wish you the best of week. See you next week.